Hey friends, how are you guys doing? Welcome to Mountain Made Creations. It has been a hot minute since I've been on here and I have missed it so much. So I'm probably going to do two separate lives, one right after this one because it looks like it's going to storm. And if it storms, I have to shut our internet down. So I don't want to be in the middle of something and have to turn it off. So we're going to do two lives so they won't be real long. All right, so today we are going to be making a dog themed door hanger. On June 24th, I'm going to be a vendor at the Bedford Humane Society is putting on an event on June 24th at Crazy Horse Marina at Smith Mountain Lake. Come out and support them. They're trying to get the money to build a no-kill shelter. So I thought I would make some dog-themed door hangers to kind of go along with that. So welcome to Mountain Made Creations. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. If you are watching this on YouTube, let me know where you're watching from and what you're up to this weekend. If you're watching on YouTube, I would love it if you'd subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any, click the bell so you don't miss any notifications when I'm going live. I can't even talk today. So we're going to dig right in because like I said, I'm going to do another live after this one that's earring themed. So today what we're doing is I have started using 1/2 inch wood rounds versus the 1 inch. The 1 inch wood rounds, I love them, but a lot of people can't use them because they're heavy. So I switched over to these. I like these really well. They've seemed to be doing really good. What I do when I'm getting ready to start making a door hanger is it's a process. First, you have to sand the wood, then you stain it, then you seal it. So you have to wait in between for all those things to dry before you can do the next step. So that is what I've already done. I've even already painted this, but I want to, hang on just a second, guys. I want to share this video to my private group, Jill's Creative Side. So if you're not in there, go join that group. It's basically the same as here. It's just a private group, and you can share your crafts and DIYs and all that fun stuff. So I just wanted to share this out so they don't miss it over there. Okay, so like I said, I stain it or sand it first, then I stain it, let that dry, then I seal it, let that dry, and then I paint it. This is already painted, and I did like it's called hazelnut. It's Waverly chalk paint, and it is hazelnut. So it's like a brown theme, kind of what we're going for. I was going to do black writing, but I didn't really have the right ribbon to go with the brown and the black, so that's why I switched it up to just do brown. And I actually painted the back, but I don't normally paint the back, but there was like a crack in it, and I had already started painting it, so I just went ahead and painted the back and left it one coat. I don't know what, the crack's not all the way through or anything, so this is how thick it is, and it's a 15-inch wood round. And so this is what the 1/2 inch is. So it's quite a bit of difference in the, well, I mean, it's a 1/2 inch. So that's the difference in them. So this is just a whole lot lighter than this one. This one, they're pretty heavy. I like the 1 inch thick rounds. They are really nice. But so we painted it with hazelnut. It's dried. And then what I did was I took some fine sandpaper. It's 400 grit, so it makes it really smooth. And I went over it just to make it really a smooth surface. Let me put you guys down so you can see. Now, what we're using today is a Mylar stencil. I cut this stencil on my Cricut. I absolutely love painting with Mylar stencils because it just gives me, I can get as wide as I need to. Before, like if I'm using an icon art stencil, I can only go so wide because of the size of the stencils that I have, which I love the icon art. I still use them. For instance, I'm working on another door round that has I wanted to put a bee on it, the insect, a bee, not the letter B. And it's real detailed, and I tried to cut it in Mylar and didn't come out really good. So I'm going to use the icon art for that because you can get that real good detail in your stencil. So what I did was I took the design and cut it on the Cricut. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put it on here, and I'm gonna use this chalk paint. Actually, I think I'm gonna use ivory. This is French linen, and I'm not sure it's gonna be bright enough. Hang on, let me grab the ivory. I'll just see, because I don't know, this might work. So I'm just going to open it and we'll go with it. So what you need to do when you're applying the paint with a Mylar stencil is you need a stencil brush. It's a paintbrush that is a flat on the top. I got these from Essential Stencil. I also purchased, they sell Mylar stencils. I bought some of theirs. They have really cute stencils. I can put their link in the comments if you need it. They have some really good products. They have a stencil of the month club, all kinds of fun stuff. But these are their brushes, and I find that they work really good. You want your brush to be dry. You don't want to wet it. So this is the brush you need. Any size, you can use any size. They have a pack of brushes that come in different sizes. This one is the 7/8 is the one I'm going to use. And I have a glove because I'm going to get my fingers with paint. And I just have a piece of tinfoil. This is some old hair foiling tinfoil that I had, so I was just going to use that to put the paint on. So I'm going to go ahead and see what this French linen looks like. And I'm excited about that, the event on the 24th of June. So come out if you're local and support them. They're doing a great thing with these animals, trying to get a no-kill shelter. There's just so many animals in these shelters. It's pretty sad. All right, I'm going to pour a little bit of this on here and see what it looks like. I think it's going to be okay. So I'm just pouring, I hope that you guys can see what's going on. I'm just putting a little bit of paint on there. Actually, I guess I need to size up my, tape it down. I'm going to tape the stencil down just so it doesn't move. And I need to go ahead and make sure I have it centered centered correctly and straight. That's where I struggle a lot. So what I do is I know that the stencil part is straight, so I'm just going to make sure I got it even all the way across. And it is. All right, so I'm just going to tape this down. And if I see that that paint is not dark enough on this hazelnut color, I can switch it up to the ivory. I think it would be fun to do that. So I'm going to tape this down. And when you are making these Mylar stencils, you need to make sure you put bridges in. And that is to keep the letters, like the inside of the H. You don't want it to, if you cut it on your stencil and you don't have like a little bridge, which is just like a little line there, if you don't have that, then this will come out and your H won't look like an H. So that's what the bridges are. I actually find them a little bit relaxing when I do them. I know that's crazy. I think I need to move the stencil over just a hair. That E is right on the line. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. It's been a good day. Me and my sweetie, we're going to go out to eat after a while. We haven't done that in a long time. We're just homebodies. We like to stay at home all the time, which is good. But we're going to go out to eat. And then we're just going to come back home and watch a little bit of the race. It's in North Wilkesboro. If you guys are watching, follow NASCAR any, that's a track that they did away with. And they're going to be racing there. It's not a points race, so it should be fun. It's basically just a money race. Okay, so I have this taped down, and the bow is going to go up here, of course, so we're going to make that bow once we get done, and trust me, it's not going to take long. These bows are, I love making these bows. Okay, so I'm only wearing a glove just so I don't get paint all over my hand, because I'm going to be holding down the stencil as I'm using the brush. So what I'm going to do is, let me move this and show you. So I'm going to get the paint on the brush really good and work it in. But then I'm going to offload that paint. And I know that sounds a little bit weird, but you don't want to have a ton of paint on the brush when you first start because it'll bleed. And so I'm just kind of offloading the paint, working it in the bristles really good. And you'd be amazed at how little paint it takes to do this. And so also, you guys, I am going to start doing a, what about it? Let's see, what was I going to call it? What do you think Wednesday? And every Wednesday at probably 4:30, I'm going to go live and I'm going to talk about products that I've used that I either like or dislike or my opinions or whatever. And it could be products about anything. I just thought it would be something fun and different to do with you guys. Like if I find a paint that I like, I can tell you guys about the paint and where you get it from, or paintbrushes or anything like that. I just thought it would be fun to do that. And I mean, if you guys have any ideas and stuff you want me to try, let me know and I can talk about that on Wednesday. So it's going to be, what about it? What do you think Wednesday? I got to remember that. I just kind of came up with it today. I was thinking about different things we could do. And so I think I'm going to do that. I think it's going to be fun. Because I'm all about, if I find a good deal on something, I'm all about sharing that with people, you know, like if I find a good deal on shoes, I'm going to share it with y'all because, girls and guys, I'm loving shoes. I've got a shoe addiction like you wouldn't believe. I think I got it from my mom. All right, so what I'm doing is I have the brush flat and I'm just going in circular motions, not hard. I'm not pressing down hard because if you press down too hard, you can cause it to bleed. So I'm basically just going over it, and I haven't reloaded the brush yet. As you can see, there's still a lot of paint on it. And I just hold the stencil down where I'm at because we don't want it to move. And I'm just going in circular motions, and I'm not putting a lot of pressure at all. And this is what we've done. So, all right. So I'm just going to keep going. I still haven't loaded my brush yet. Like I said, these brushes hold a lot of paint, and you don't want really a lot of paint on your brush. And you want it to be a light coating at first because you really, the more paint you put on there, the more chance you have of it bleeding. And that is something you don't want. So I hope that you guys are having a good day. It's looking like it's going to rain. They've been calling for it, but it hasn't done it yet. I didn't even put the birds out yet because I didn't want them to be out in a storm. If you don't know, I have 19 guineas. I did have 20, but the hawk got one. It's always a predator. We had a fox come in the yard after him one night. Luckily, we seen it and we ran out. And he took off. Didn't get any of them, thank goodness. I'm so attached to those birds, it's not even funny. I'm a dog person, and I lost both my dogs last year within 6 months of each other. And it was just very, especially Lucy, or both of them really, but it was very heartbreaking. And I had to make that decision for both, and I just really don't like having to do that. But, you know, you don't want them to suffer, but I just haven't, I'm just not ready to get another dog. And I think I've gotten really attached to those birds since I lost the dogs. So that's kind of like having 19 dogs, but they're birds. All right, so I'm just lightly going over it, and I'm going to go back over it with another coat. And when I get more paint, I'm brushing it off on the tin foil. You can use a napkin, or you can use anything. I just use the tin foil because it's something that I have, and I don't want to go buying anything, you know, when I have something like that around. But you can use a paper towel or paper plate or anything that you have. Okay, so that is what we have on the home part. And I am going to go back over it. But I'm going to do this Home Sweet Home real fast. I have some more dog-inspired door hangers that I'm going to be working on this weekend, and also some more patriotic rounds. Patriotic rounds are good all year. You don't have to be, it doesn't have to be a holiday. for them. I mean, just to support your country. Patriotic is all year. All right. And these brushes, you will have bristles come out, but you can just get rid of them and keep going. There's all different techniques to these stencils. I have tried the makeup sponge, and that does work really well. And I just saw several videos from Essential Stencil, actually, of them using the brush. And I was like, I'm gonna try it and just see. The first one I did, I didn't like it, but I didn't really know what I was doing, if you will. And now that I've started using the brush, I like it better because of the way the paint looks. And I'll show you a comparison of the makeup brush technique and the brush technique. Not the makeup brush, makeup sponge. And I'll show you the difference. I like the way the paint looks on the board using the brush better than I do the makeup sponge. I mean, they both look good, but I still just like the brush better. I mean, it's your preference, really, what you like. And I just like this better. And so I'm just going in circular motions. I'm really not putting a lot of pressure at all. I'm just kind of going over it. And that's basically it. It's super easy, you guys. But it can take some time. I've learned patience doing these, and I love making these door hangers. These are my favorite things to make. And it's just, I don't know, it's therapeutic. You kind of forget about everything for a little bit. It's really nice. I really enjoy it. Okay, I'm gonna lift it and see what it looks like and see if I need to put another coat on it or not. Because it will lay back down pretty good. I think that looks really good. All right, I'm gonna take it off and show you what it looks like. This is the most exciting part for me. I love it, love it, love it. And I mean, you've seen how long that took. It took no time. Now, what I'm gonna do with this is, you don't even have to wash these out. You can reuse them as they are. But I have a tub over on the floor with warm water and Murphy's oil soap. And it does really well, but I don't really scrub it a lot because where the bridges are, I don't want to break those bridges and have the letters fall apart. So, I mean, you don't really even have to wash these. I could actually sit this on another round and use it right away, but I'm just going to dump it in that tub over there, and then I'll just, like, once it soaks, I'll rinse it off, and it still has paint on it. I just go with it. So let me put this over here. And let me show you. Oh my goodness, this is so sweet. Look at that, you guys. Look how crisp the lines come out. I love using these stencils, the Mylar, and I really like using the brush. For me, some people like the makeup sponge. I just like the brush. I think I like the way it looks, and I like the way the paint is on the board, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to show you two of them, but here's this one again. We are going to make a bow, so hang tight. It's not going to take but just a few minutes to make the bow. You're going to be amazed. If you haven't seen the video on the bows yet, you're going to be amazed at how easy these bows are and how gorgeous they look. So, and these are two different. This is just, I have bought some wood rounds that were just like super duper thin just to have a variety at some of the shows that I go to. So this is using the makeup sponge I mean, it still looks really good. There's nothing wrong with it. But this is using the brush. So I don't know. I just like it better. If I can hold it straight. I just like the brush one better. But y'all, check out these bows. How adorable are these bows? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's make a bow. All right, so what you're gonna need to make the bow, okay, let me rinse my brush real quick so it is not drying with this. And so I just throw the paint away. And I mean, I just didn't use hardly any paint. So it doesn't take a lot of paint to paint that on there. Let me rinse my brush real fast. I don't want to mess up the brushes. If you take care of them, they'll last a long time. So it looks like it's gonna storm, I hope not. I have some really cute earrings to make with you guys next. And like I said, I'm gonna do 2 lives. I'm gonna end this live when we get done with the bow, and then I'll check where the storm is. If we're good to go, then I'll go back live and do some earrings, and they're gonna be patriotic. I'm so excited to do them. All right, so got my brush there. We're gonna let that dry. So you're gonna need a ruler, some scissors, and a zip tie. Just a regular old zip tie and some ribbon. Now, if you have a Sam's Club near you, or if you are local in Roanoke and you need some ribbon, go to Sam's. I'm telling you. Their ribbon is crazy. It's like $7.88 for a roll. You get 50 yards, y'all, and the quality is super good. So they've got the 2.5 inch, and then they've got the 1.5 inch. So I'm gonna use these 3 for the doggy wreath. And I tried to find some ribbon with dog paw prints on it, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I really wanted to get that for the bow, but so we're gonna go with all brown, different shades, and see how that comes out. And like I said, the ribbon is $7.88 for 50 yards. You can't buy ribbon that cheap anywhere else. And they've been having it since Christmas, I think. I think they've had it since Christmas. They just keep changing it. Like now it's spring and patriotic and stuff. And I'm hoping that they're going to keep it. Every time I go to Sam's, I have to go and look. You wouldn't believe my ribbon stash. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to cut four strips of each ribbon, 16 inches long. And this is the part, this is the only time-consuming thing of this whole bow. And it's not time-consuming at all, but I'm just telling you, the bow is super easy. So we're going to do 16 inches, and you don't even have to measure it. You can wing it, but I like to measure it just so I can kind of, you know, have them similar, because I get to the, if I try to do it and not measure it, then I end up having the ends all different lengths, and it's just easier for me. So you do what's easier for you. But ever since I learned this bow, I have loved making bows. I used to hate it because I was not good at it. And now this bow, I'm telling you, it's made a world of difference in my door hangers, because they're so pretty, I'm telling you. And I usually use just 3 patterns or colors in each bow, 4 strips, 3 colors, and that's about it. You can do more or less. It's totally up to you how big you want your bow to be. But this is what works for the bows, the rounds that I make. So that's what I stick with. So I kind of got a system down, and it doesn't take any time at all. I'm telling you guys, you have to go to Sam's and get some of this ribbon if you make crafts and you use ribbon. It's amazing. I hope they keep it, and I hope they continue to have it at Christmas time. Like I really need any more ribbon, but it's such a good quality, and the price is, I paid $5.99 a roll yesterday at Joann's, and it is only 25 feet. So look how little the roll is compared to this. It's crazy. $5.99 for that. I don't know how many yards that is. I'm not sure, but they had some really pretty patriotic ribbon at Joann's if you need any, and it was on sale for $5.99. So what I do is I go ahead and dovetail the ends before I even start making the bow. So what you do with that, you just take the ribbon and you fold it in half like this, and then you cut on the fold, and that gives you a dovetail. And I just do all of those really fast, and then I make the bow. I'm telling you, you guys are going to be amazed at how quick it is to make this bow. Now, on the door hanger, once I'm not going to attach the bow to it right now, because what I do once that paint dries from what we stenciled, I will seal it first, and then I'll attach the bow and some greenery. And I usually use either lamb's ear, or I've been using this really cute, I don't know what you call it, but this kind of ribbon, this kind of greenery. I really like this. This is really pretty. So I've been using that here lately on a lot of them. That turned out really good. I like them on the patriotic rounds. I think they just look pretty. And if you ever, I do sell my door hangers. Obviously, I go to craft shows. So if you see one that you want to purchase, definitely just reach out to me. I can deliver or I can ship it. Now, shipping would be dependent on where your zip code is. And shipping is ridiculous. Everything is crazy expensive right now. But these are just my favorite things to make. And I've found folk art chalk paint is what I normally use, but it's been hard to find different colors. So I found a bunch of Waverly on the Walmart website online, and so I ordered some of them. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with one color. I'm gonna fold it in half like this, and then you have your loop. And then I always like scrunch mine at the bottom like that, and then I just hold it in my hand like this. Then I take the next color and I do the same thing. Fold it in half, and then I scrunch it, and then I just put it in my hand. And so I'm going to do the same thing with the smaller ribbon. I'm going to scrunch it and put it in my hand. And by doing this, I mean, it doesn't hurt your hand. You're not having to squeeze it real tight. Basically, I'm just going to start putting the ribbon where I want it, where I see I need it. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Scrunch it and put it here. And I'm just holding it like that. And then I just continue to go on until all the ribbon is done. And like if you see, you can kind of move it around, and you want to make sure that you have you want to make sure they're all the length that you want them. If not, you can go ahead and make them that size that you want it. Make it, the loops to be the same. And that's basically it, you guys. It is so easy, and the bows are so pretty. It's crazy. So you pretty much just fold the ribbon in half. I pinch it at the bottom, and then I just put it in my hand like this. And then you can work them around as you're going, because you don't want two colors right beside each other. And then I just go to the next ribbon, do the same thing. And you just put it where you want it. This bow has completely changed my door hangers, I feel like. It's, a good bow is what makes it stand out and be really pretty. So, and I used to just struggle with bows so much. I hated making them. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I know it doesn't look like much, but it will once we get it on the door hanger, I mean. So cute. And you can just move the ribbon around where you want it, put it where you want it. I always try to make sure that my loops are all about the same length. And that's it, you guys. It's so easy. I mean, look how fast that was making that bow. It's crazy. Okay. Now that I have all of them done, I'm going to take the zip tie. I'm going to go around on the top of my hand. Is where I'm going to take the zip tie around. And I'm going to pull it through, but not tight yet, because I want to make sure I have everything the right length. And I have to use a little tool to pull it. I can't ever pull it. So I don't have it pulled tight yet. Now I'm just going to make sure that I have all the loops pretty much the same length. And if I need to adjust any, now is when you want to do it. Because once you pull that zip tie tight, then you're pretty much stuck with the length unless you cut it and start over. And I have done that before. All right, so that looks good. So I'm just going to pull it tight. And then I'm going to cut the zip tie, but just be careful not to cut your ribbon. And that's it. Your bow is now complete. So I just separate the tails, and then I usually adjust the bow once I get it on the round, but I want to show you guys what it's going to look like. It's going to be so pretty. So I have my loops, and what I'll do is I will staple the bow down on the door hanger, and then I will move my tails around to where I want them to be. And then, well, I usually staple the greenery on first and then the bow. And then that's it. I mean, it's going to be so pretty, you guys. I know it's probably not straight, but it's going to be super cute with the greenery. I mean, I'm telling you guys, these are the easiest bows to make, and they make the biggest difference in your door hanger. When you have a really pretty bow, it makes it pop. So that is it, you guys. So we did that door hanger. I mean, I did all the prep work because you can't kind of do those on a live unless I do like 3 or 4 different rounds at a time, but that's how you do it. And so now I will most likely, what I do is I spray sealer over it, because a lot of times if you paint it on, you can cause your paint to smear. So I usually spray paint the sealer on it, and then I go back over it with spar urethane and paint that on over top of the sealer that I sprayed on it. So that's it, you guys. This is how we make the door hangers, and I love making them. And I hope that you like this live. And if you have questions at all, let me know. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Even if you're watching this on YouTube, not on the live, I'll still go back and answer the questions. So ask away. And don't forget about, what do you think, Wednesdays? 4:30 is what I'm shooting for. I get off work at 3:30, so I should be able to come live with you guys at 4:30 and talk about some products or recipes or hairdos or hair, hair, like shampoo and hair. Oh my gosh, I'm completely going blank. Hair products. Good grief. So anyway, that's what I'm planning on doing on Wednesdays at 4:30. What do you think, Wednesday? And just something fun to go over with you guys to talk about. And I mean, like, I know several people that sell items like Pampered Chef and Saint Makeup and Color Street Nails, stuff like that. And I'm definitely going to promote their business because they are a small business just like me. So we got to support each other. So if I talk about Color Street Nails, I'll put their link in the comments of that live so that you guys can order from them if you desire, or Mary Kay or Saint Makeup or anything like that. Anybody that I know that sells it, I'll definitely give them a shout out and put their link in on my lives just to support them. But it might just be about products that I've tried that I liked, that I don't know anybody that sells it, just to share it with you guys, my opinion about it or stuff like that. So I hope that you'll check it out. And I'll definitely be putting those on YouTube as well if you're watching this on YouTube. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. Stay tuned because I'll be back on here in just a few minutes to make some cute earrings. So thanks guys for tuning in, and I will see you in a minute. Take care.